What's up, people? Welcome back to another Lost Recollection guide. This time I'm going to go over the final version for the DPS structure in this game. It's the version 1.21. Yeah, since the last update, we got a couple accessory. That is literally the best accessories in the game. So to make these builds actually possible, because otherwise it doesn't really work with whatever we had to set up back then. So yep, now I'm gonna go over it for the final time for this DPS structure for this game, and I'm not quite finished with what I want to do in this game, and there's like another explanation or so I want to make for this game, so it's gonna take me some time. But like I say, I'm not in a rush. I mean, we still got like a whole summer until like the next game, so as long as I finish it before then, I mean, that's all that matters. I mean, majority of players probably finish by then, or by now actually, or before, but it doesn't really matter. I'm going on my own pace, so regardless what I want to do. But this is what I got, and in order to get the accessory, you have to do the Kirito. I mean, they call it a block garbed hero, but nonetheless, you want those items. Two things. One, you want from the dagger, and the other one you want from the whip. Let's see, where is it? Whip. So you have to do the dagger version and the whip version, but you can use rapier to do it all, if you want, or just use whatever weapon you want to do. Just make sure you get the double passives for the whip, and then the double passive for the dagger accessory, and that should be it. Other than that, that's all you really need. I think some people say they can't really unlock this unless you complete like all of the all of the trials for the sacred art. I mean, secret. So basically the alt for the weapon, for every weapon. So it's kind of somewhat of pain to go through it. But if you can fight it without it, then by all means you can fight. You can try to farm this item. The dagger version gives you another +1, which is very good. It's basically the same as the armor, except the armor gives you a debuff version. So the dagger user can now have +3. It's OP, +3. And then you got a crit power. That doesn't really matter, but just have it for the dagger. Just get a little bit more DPS if you need it. Stats on these don't matter too much. I know they can go up to like 80s and I think 90 capped for all four stats, but you want the passive. Like at least get this one if you don't care about the other one. But for the whip user, you want to get double passives, and because the on sword skill downtime +300, that is huge, and then the effect duration on the enemy +10. It's a lot. You definitely want those two combined, especially when the whip hits debuff. The enemy's staying down for like 25, 26 seconds, maybe even, it depends. I mean, sometimes you get it somewhere in the 20s before they get up. That's a lot of time. This is like AL, but AL's enemy stays down much longer without using these debuffs. But they do have other debuffs we don't have in this game, so we have to rely on the whip and then slow down while the enemy is down. That's all you need. These are the two items you need. Like, that's it. Put on your for your whip and then your dagger user, and that's it. And the other one, I just keep duration with 10%. So if you're using the rapier, I swap the dagger out for the veteran's talisman for the single-minded. If this is only for rapier, like I talked about it before, only for rapier. You don't really need it for other weapons because you want that physical double so you can get even more for the rapier. Everything else, I have set up for other weapons, but if I'm using rapier, I just take this and put on the veteran talisman and then good to go, and nothing needs to change. Like, that's why I'm not going over any of these, because from the previous version there's nothing really changed besides those two accessories. That's all you really need. And yeah, and that will, because of the whip accessory, now you can trigger double finish art, which is very insane. Which I'm going to show in a lot of the gameplays. I'll be using a double finish art, And as for the skills, like customization, it don't matter. I use I use this armor because it has higher strength and agility. Like the garment is really good for rapier, pure strength and agility adjustment. The only problem is it does not have combat fatality, but nonetheless it doesn't matter. Everything else is you can put it whatever. You can put 2 speed on, like I said, with the flea necklace and the other accessory that you can have, like 100 I thought that 100 earrings, because like you can get another 10%. You can put like 2 of these. Some of these weapons I can go with 5/5, so that's why I keep it the last skill that I'm gonna hit before the alt to have the acrobat to get to 5. You only need to put on the 1 sword skill if you're gonna hit 5. You don't need to put on every single one of them. Just make sure you do this and then alt to get to 5. That's it. And it's a similar structure as in AL, so there's not much change. Therefore, you will see either this or the other armor, which is it's gonna be usually the champion shirts, because I don't really need to use the other one that much. This will give you plenty of dex, and you'll be fine for pretty much all the raids. And yeah. That's why I say you can see more details in the gameplay when I show them. But nonetheless, that's all the setups. It's practically the same for pretty much every single weapon. That's why I don't really need to go over all of them. And that's about it. And AI-wise, you just want the Proof of Conquest as usual. And Proof of Conquest, you can put the armor on for the extra duration and buffs. But that's pretty much it for all the AIs, and there's really not much going through again. And as for the setups, I have 2 different versions, which I talked about in majority the previous version, so I don't need to go over again. Everything is the same. You just look at what I have in there in the gameplay and feel free to use that or change it if you want to. But I'm using silica for my rapier only. I'm using Philia for every other weapon besides the rapier, because the buff rotation is a little bit different. And that's pretty much it. I do count every single buff in the video, so if you see one, I'm taking off from the code, because I'm gonna get over buff if I don't take it off. So everything else it's still the same. So there's really no need for me to go over once more. And you guys can just see it at this point. So yeah, a lot of the time I will remove this, which you will see in the other weapons, especially for the raid 2, because if you go to the left side, start with 1 and 2 clear, and then you jump to the right side, clear 2nd, and then the 3rd, you can only remove 4 buffs, and you're still gonna have 2 extra buffs in in your debuff list, because that raid has 6 debuffs, so you're gonna get overbuffed. The most you can clear out is 4, so you're gonna have 2 extra debuffs no matter what you do. Once you clear that, and then you're gonna have to save 2 room for extra buff. I mean, I'm still running at 2020, but I still have to remove some of them because of the extra debuffs that's added on there. It's quite annoying. So other than that, everything else from different raids, you'll be fine. You don't need to remove too many buffs. But nonetheless, that's pretty much it for the setup. Now I'm going to go over to the gameplay and how to trigger a double finish art. So see you guys in a sec. Okay, so gonna come here to get my trusty testing subject as usual, the R75 to find beasts. Now, this build is really powerful. It can one down the raid 1 and raid 2 bosses if you have those 2 accessories that I'm talking about. Well, I mean one of them. You don't really need the you don't really need the +1. You just need to swap the veteran. That's all. And other than that, if you're using other weapons, yes, you can still 2 down kill raid 1 and raid 2 for pretty much, well, like pretty much all the weapons. It's really insane because the whip, it makes them staying down longer. Now, how do you trigger it? And this is how you will trigger it. Now I'm gonna do a demonstration, and I'll show you guys how to do it. You're pretty much gonna follow in the same patterns for the other weapons. Now, first, before you go in, you're gonna buff, and as usual. Oops, I didn't mean to hit him. I switch circle and triangle for the nice button, because sometimes when I'm using triangle for like my alt, it sometimes keep using the switch. It's quite annoying. But go in and you do one soul skill. Always go in with the linear, and then I'm gonna go with the in this case I'm gonna go with the spica, and then buff with the other two, and then should be good. Go on your 3 soul skills connections, and this guy will get hazard, and then when Yuki gonna air the boss, and then whenever it triggers the air, and then you can just start spam your soul skills. And let's go 5-5. And there's one finish hour. I got stuck there because there's like sometimes the bosses create like invisible wall on his tail. So this is one finish hour. I'm gonna do it again because it stayed down long enough. I'm gonna wait till the number goes up a little bit. And there we go again. Second finish hour. That's how you would do it literally for the other weapons. Is that you do your normal chain 6, and then chain buzz 3 finish R, and then once that finish R is finished, you do one soul skill connection. You just do whatever you want to do, and plus your alt. And then once the chain goes up to 2 and 3, that's when once it hits 3, that's when you hit the finish R once more, and you should be able to trigger it once more, and no problem. So just the second time you don't want to go too slow, because like you do want to get that chain 3 for the most of the damage, because the boss will get up eventually. So you have a little bit of windows, because it's like you can't cancel it, the finish art for the second time. It's not like you can use a finish art, then a finish art, then a finish art, like consecutive back to back to back like that. You actually have a little time that you have to wait before a second finish art. So like the first one I can cancel it, like in the middle of the moves, but the second one you can't cancel it. You have to actually watch the alt somewhat to finish. That's why I say just do one soul skill connection, ultimate, and then finish it. So be quick for the second finish art, because they ain't gonna stay down past like 20 plus seconds. So once you do that, you're pretty much good to go, and you can use that for pretty much all the weapons. It's really, really fun. I'm surprised they added that accessory so late in the game, but it is what it is. It is the end game stuff that we get there. Actually, one of the best. No, 2 of those accessories are literally like those are the best you can get in the game besides the other ones. But like I say, I'll make a video for some of the best accessories you can get in the accessories in this game you can get, and etc. later on. So that's pretty much it for the video, and I hope you guys enjoy it. Until next time.